Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss the problem account merge. In this problem, we are given list of accounts of size n, where each element account of I is a list of strings, where the first element account of I comma 0 is the name of the account holder, and the rest of the elements are representing the emails corresponding to that account. And Geek wants to merge these accounts together to account to definitely belong to the same person if there is some common email to both the accounts. And one thing to note here is that even if two accounts have the same name, they may belong to different peoples, as different people could have the same name. And a person can have any number of accounts initially, but all of their account definitely have the same name. And after merging these accounts, we have to return them in following order. The first element of each account is the name of the account holder, and the rest of the elements are representing email that must be in sorted order, and the account themselves can be returned in any order. So let's just discuss the first example. So for the first example, there are four accounts. The first account, which is corresponding to John, that is account holder name is John. Then the corresponding emails are johnsmith@mail.com, johnnewyyork@mail.com. Then the second account, again, the person name is John, and the corresponding emails are johnsmith@mail.com, then john00@mail.com. So we can see here johnsmith@mail.com is common in both the accounts. So both the accounts are belonging to the same person, and we have to merge them together. We have to merge these two accounts together. Then third account, the person name is Mary, and the corresponding email is mary@mail.com, which is not common in any other account. So this is an independent account. We cannot merge this account with any other account. The fourth account is with the person named John, and the corresponding email is johnnybravo@mail.com, which is not common in any other account. So again, we cannot merge this account with any other account. So this is an expected output. We just only have merged the first two accounts, and the first account, the person name is John, and the corresponding emails are these ones, and they must be sorted in lexicographically order. So this is an important thing to note. Then the second account for Mary, and the third account is for John with the email johnnybravo@mail.com. So hope the problem statement is clear to you. Now let's see how we can solve this problem. So again, if you haven't solved this problem, then please pause the video and try to think of a solution. How to tackle such kind of problem? One thing to note here is that this is a graph problem. And how does I figure out that this is a graph problem? So let's say there is some account A1, then another account A2, which is connected to A1. Then there is some account A3, which is connected to A2. So we know all these three accounts are belonging to the same person, and I have to merge all these three accounts into a single one. Or more formally, I can say all these three nodes are belonging to the same component, and I have to perform the merge operation, or basically union operation. And for the merge operation, the ideal data structure that we have is a disjoint set union, which is a prerequisite for this problem. So now let's just get back to the solution. So let's assume we have these many accounts with the corresponding emails. So the very first thing, what I will do, I will assign a unique number to every account. So I'm using their indices, because from the indices, I can easily get the entire account from the given to-do list. So I'm assigning 0 to the first account, then 1 to the second account, 2 to the third account, and so on. Basically, I'm using indices to map the account. All right. And these indices are nothing but my nodes of a disjoint set. And in disjoint set union, we know initially the parent of node is node itself, 0 is the parent of itself, then parent of 1 is 1 itself, then parent of 2 is 2 itself, then parent of 3 is 3 itself, then for 4 and 5, right? And I know the entire account is belonging to index 0, right? So I will map. Now please try to pay more attention. I will map all these emails to this indices. So for the first account, email 1, that is E1, I will map E1 with 0, then email 2 with 0, then email 3 again with 0, then email 4 again with 0, right? Then I have processed the first account and the second account. And why I'm not using their names? Because I know the indices. I can easily get the name of the account holder. Then the second account, E5, that should ideally mapped with index 1. Then E6, I will map this E6 with index 1 because it is haven't mapped yet. Then E1, right? I got an mail E1 which is already mapped with index 0. So what I will do in such cases, now please try to pay more attention. In such cases where email is already mapped with some index, I will perform the union operation. That is, I will change the parent of the current index. The current index is 1. I will change the parent of 1. I will change the parent of 1 with 0. And how do I get this 0? I will simply check that this even is mapped with which index. So this even it is mapped with 0, that is index 0. So I will simply change the parent of 1 with 0, right? And why I am doing this thing? Because these two accounts are belonging to the same person and I have to perform the merge operation. Then I got an new email E7. So I will simply change this to 1. That is, this E7 is mapped with index 1, right? Then second account is processed, third account, so E8. So this is the email that we encounter for the first time. So I will map this E8 with their index. Then E9 with index 2, E3 with E10 with index 2 again, E11 with index 2, right? So hope this thing is clear to everyone. Then fourth account. So the expected number for E12 is 3. So I will map E12 with 3, then E13 again with 3, then E14 again with 3, and E15 again with 3, because these are the email that we encountered for the first time. So they will map with their indices number. Then we process the next account, which is account 5, or starting with N4. So the first email E16, which is ideally corresponding to 4, then E7. And what I can see here, E7 is already mapped. So E7 is already mapped with index 1, right? So I will perform the union operation and I will change the parent of current index. So the current index is 4. The current index is 4. I will change the parent of 4. So the parent of 4, how I will change the parent of 4? So I will change the parent of 4 with the parent of E7. So the parent of E7 is 1 and the parent of 1 is 0. So this is basically a path compression, which is a part of disjoint set union algorithm. So first I will find the parent of 1, which is 0, and then I will change the parent of 4 accordingly. So parent of 4 is 0. Alright, so then the next email, which is E18. So E18 is corresponding to 4 because it is haven't mapped yet. Then E19 again to 4, right? And then we have to process the last account. So E20, which ideally should be mapped with 5, then E21, or basically we have E14, right? And E14 is already mapped with something. So here we have E14. So E14 is mapped with 3, right? So what I will do, I will perform the union operation and change the parent of current index. So the current index is 5. So I will change the parent of 5 with the index which is corresponding to E14. Index 3 is corresponding to E14. So I will change parent of E14 with 3. That is, these two accounts are belonging to the same person. And that is true as well because we have a common email. Then E21 first time, so 5. E22 first time, email that we encountered for the first time, so again 5, right? And once you got this thing, that is accounts with indices 4, 1 and 0, we have to merge together. Account with index 2 is independent, then account with index 3 and 5 we have to merge together. Then the problems become very easy. You just have to again iterate over all the accounts, and for every email find the parent, or basically first find the index and then find the leader of that node or that component. So how to get the index? So let's just first see how to get the index. So index is nothing, but you just have to check the mapping. So mapping, I just have to only check that map of E, and this will give me index, right? That is, the current email is corresponding to which index, and how to find the leader of that component. Let's say you got 4, but how you will find the leader of this component? And leader is basically the node which is for which the parent is node itself. That is, in this case the leader is 0, in this case the leader is 2, and in this case the leader is 3, because their parents are they itself. So how to find a leader? So to find a leader, you just have to perform the find operation. So find of node. You just have to call this function find from the disjoint set union, and that will return you the leader of that component. So I guess this is all about the explanation. Let me just quickly show you the code. So here is my DSU class where I have two things: the parent and the parent array and the rank array. So the parent is basically representing the parent of each node, and this rank is for a union operation. Then here is my constructor, then find function, then a union, how I unified the two nodes. Then here is my given class solution. So this is my account merge function. which we have to complete, and a 2D list, a 2D vector of string will be given to you accounts. So first I'm finding the size, then creating an object of a DSU class and passing the constructor, passing the parameter which is required in the in this parameterized constructor. And then here I have a map which is named as owner, and for every email I will map every email with some unique integer, and that integer will be indexed. So then I'm iterating over all the accounts, and the first element is account holder name. That's why I'm iterating from index 1, and this is the email. So first I will check whether I have already mapped this email previously or not. And if I haven't mapped it yet, so I will simply map this with the index of the current account. Otherwise, I will perform the union operation for current index and the owner of email. Then after this, I just have to perform the merge operation. So for that, I have a separate map in which the key is integer, and the value is basically a set of a string. And why I'm using set, because I have to return the emails in sorted order, and they must be unique. We don't have allowed to include the multiple emails, same emails for the multiple times. So then I'm again iterating over all the accounts, and for every account I'm finding the email, right? So in this way I get the email, then I'm finding the node, and or basically the index. So I will get the index or node from the owner map, and then I am finding the leader of that component, and then I'm simply using this leader as a key and inserting the current email in the set, or basically the value in the value set of that key, right? Let me just quickly try run for this example. So again I'm iterating over the same accounts, and then first I'm finding the parent of E1. So the parent of E1 is index 0, right? And then index 0, and index 0 is a leader of this component, right? So the key is 0, and in this key I am adding email E1, right? Then E2, again the parent is the owner is 0, and the leader of this component is 0 itself. So I am adding here E2, then E3, E4, and we are using a set, so they are in sorted order. Then E4, then we got then the next account, first account process, then the second account E5. So the owner of E5 is 1, right? And 1 basically means this component, and the leader of this component is 0, right? So I am adding E5 in the value set of key 0. So E5 here, then E6, and E1 is already added. So then E7, right? Then I will process the next account, which is account 3. So E8, the parent of the owner of E8 is 2, right? So 2, and basically this component, and 2 itself is a leader of this component. So with the key 2, I will simply add E8. Then the same goes for E9, E10, E11, right? And then N3, this account. So first I got that E12. So for E12, the owner is the owner is 3. So basically means this component, and 3 is the leader of this component. So with the key 3, I will add E12, E13, E14, E15. All right. So then next account, E16, and for E16, the owner is 4. The owner is 4. That means this component, right? And then I will find the leader of this component. So the leader of this component is 0, that is key 0, and corresponding to key 0, I will simply insert E16. So E16, then E7 is already inserted, then E18 and E19, because 0, 1 and 4 are belonging to the same person, because we have some common email between them. So then E19, then N5, this account. So E20, the owner of E20 is 5, means this component, and the leader of this component is 3. So I will add E20 here, then E14 already inserted, E21, then E22, right? Here what I have did, so then I have declared an answer 2D vector, and then iterating over all the key value pairs, and it dot first is my index, right? Or basically a key. So this is my index. So then how I get the name? So accounts of index, or basically accounts of node of 0. At index 0, we are having the name of account holder. Then I'm creating a new vector of string for the current account and inserting all the elements of the set. Then I am inserting the name at the beginning, and adding the current account in my answer vector, right? And finally, I'm returning this answer. So let's just quickly try to submit it. All right. So we got a time limit exceed verdict. Let's just quickly see. Let's just quickly submit it for one more time. All right. So successfully accepted. So thank you so much, guys.